All right. Hey, guys. Right, 1050 awesomes. Welcome back. All right. So we're continuing on in week 5, right? I guess this is the second video for this week. Specifically talk about project 2. Now, in the overview, as you may or may not recall, I mentioned that the subject or the topic or the main focus for project 2, it comes from that section in project 1 where we said sticky ideas needed, right? Here's some areas maybe I'm struggling with in my writing. Here's some stuff. Here's some areas I'm not as comfortable with, right? I don't think I'm as good with this. I don't think about that when I sit down to write or when I get my papers back or whatever the case may be, right? That's okay. We all have those areas. I have those areas. Still areas I struggle with, okay? So what we're going to do now is take those ideas and we're going to research them, right? The ones that aren't sticky for us, haven't stuck, right? The maybe some of the ideas, writing ideas, right? That haven't, they're not simple, right? um, they aren't concrete. We haven't had a credible source, right? Give us this cool idea. We have no emotion. There's been no emotional connection. There's no story behind it, right? Think about that, right? Made to stick. So what we're going to try to do, all right? We're going to talk about that sticky idea, right? Or the idea that we're going to make sticky. So it starts off as a writing idea. So here's this writing idea that we're struggling with. Now we're going to do some research, right? And I was kind of at the tail end of that video. I was just kind of like showing you, here's some examples, right? So these are examples. This is not an exhaustive list of everything, right? When we come to those, I'll provide you with some more links. So once everybody kind of gets settled in their groups, in teams and pairs, whatever we end up with over the weekend, right, into next week, then we'll kind of decide from there. I'll get an idea. Okay, these 2 or 3 people or whatever are doing this topic and this topic, right? You can do, I would say, 1 or 2 at the most. Okay, 2 at the most. So I've got the list of them, and then I can provide more of an exhaustive list. But here are some really good resources for you. If by chance staying on topic, or unity or coherence, or some of these things like that. So some of it's going to be you guys word it how you want to word it. Don't worry about whether it's worded right the right way. I'm going to help you with all that. So I'll help you find sources for those. You're not going to be out there by yourself, okay? So if you word something like staying on topic, right? I'm trying to stay on my essay topic. I drift, right? I'm drifting, right? We call that a lot of times there's a balance between unity and coherence, right? We got this unity, right, where our paper is unified and it's coherent. It flows from one thing to the next. It doesn't drift, right? So then I can provide you some links on that, right? So we'll talk about that some more. All right. So maybe you hey, I just want to write a good sentence, right? Hey, I'm there too sometimes. Oh man, I want to write a solid paragraph, right? Good paragraph writing that kind of hits everything, right? Oh, introductions. Oh man, how do I start this thing, right? How do I end it? you know. So there's just all these things we get to talk about, and it's going to be fun. Okay. So we'll go through this process, right? So we'll do some, as you can see, those links I've got to, those are all websites, right? So we'll kind of do some website review and analysis, and then you and your team or you and your partner start gathering what you're learning, what you're finding out about that particular writing idea, right? Get some examples, right? Maybe do some primary research where we maybe talk to somebody else, right? Say, hey, how do you write an introduction? Get some feedback a little bit, right? We'll talk about what that looks like. Stay safe. We're not going out door to door. Okay. Consult with your partner. You and your partner, right, are going to be consulting through the whole thing, but make sure you guys sit down, and then you're going to kind of like map it out, right, and set down. Okay, here's how we're going to put this thing together. Of course, I'll provide you with a template for the most part. Then, what you're really going to be consulting about, how are we going to make this sticky, right? This is where we're going to really start talking about all these principles that are listed on the outside of the book, that we're going to start to kind of really get into the details. How do we then take a writing idea, like writing an introduction? How do we make that sticky? How do we make it simple? How do we make it unexpected, concrete, credible, get emotion in it? How do we maybe put it into a story? Yeah, we're going to talk about those things, right? We'll get into those. But first things first, okay? I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of Project 2. And goes through the rest. Here's kind of like the template, if you will, for the project. And then, of course, we'll talk about the visual part, the presentation part of it in another video. But for now, you guys stay safe, stay awesome. That's kind of an